Hello gang, today I interrupt you to talk to you about feminism. Now, please try not to run away because genuinely I'm going to try and make this interesting. Today I'm going to talk to you about a pet peeve of mine, a very, very destructive programme and one that has been constantly annoying me for the last 6 weeks. I'm going to talk to you about Sex and the City. I'm also going to briefly apologise for the horrible lighting setup in this room. Currently it looks I live in some kind of weird pod system, or heaven. A bit heavenly. And I'm also gonna tie up my hair because yeah. So the thing about vlogs, continuity. Oh no, not that. You're watching me doing my hair. I bet this is interesting for you. Pigtails? Oh, I have to have another hairband. Much better. Okay, well, today I'm going to talk to you about gender representation in Sex and the City. In particular, I'm going to talk to you about dating and marriage and friendship. Firstly, in regard to friendship in Sex and the City, the thing you basically have to understand about it is it's not necessarily a wholly bad programme. One thing you do find in a lot of TV aimed at women or surrounding women is that you'll find there's a female rivalry. Pretty much in most programmes. I was watching Dexter the other day and the only two female cops in the entire programme have a rivalry. You can just look at movies like Bride Wars and like Desperate Housewives and things like that, and you very rarely get women seen being friends with each other. It's pretty uncommon. So Sex and the City offered a kind of solidarity for female viewers. However, this kind of came at a cost. There was a lot of female solidarity. However, when it came to male participants in friendships, this was pretty much non-existent. They were reinforcing the separate spheres of men and women. Men were not allowed to be friends with women, and women, you stay apart. Men are for dating, women are for friendship, and it just shows an inherent distrust of heterosexual men, which I don't think really reflects most friendships in the real world, at least not the ones I've experienced. So that's one place where Sex and the City falls down. Secondly, say what you like about the programme, say what you like about the fact that the women have careers and they're independent and they support themselves. The show is about dating, the show is about men essentially, and the fact that it was such a massive cultural hit is really bad for feminism. It basically shows, or indicates to people who don't really know feminism or don't know the programme even, that women are solely, completely obsessed with dating. Simone de Beauvoir, or I can't remember, but the writer of this book basically says that because the woman has no self-worth, she kind of becomes like an inessential object that needs to find a partner. And Sex and the City basically reinforces this, but in a modern day setting. It pretty much indicates to most women that if you don't have a boyfriend or a husband, I mean, God forbid that actually any LGBT people will be looked at in this program in a non-stereotypical way, it basically means that you have no worth as a human being. It has to be your ultimate goal. Love becomes a religion in this program. Dating becomes their sole occupation. And it's just dangerous. The fact that it's wormed its way into the culture so much that there's a drink, there are cosmopolitans, okay? People watch this program, people listen to this program, and people have their images of themselves. Some people find use these people as role models, which is just stupid. I mean, anyone who thinks these women are good role models is clearly an idiot, and I think it's very dangerous to have anyone under the age of 18 watch it. Not because of the sexual content, of which there isn't actually that much, but just more for the fact that it gives you skewed ideas about what your role in society is as a woman. It's just stupid. There's lots more to say about Sex and the City, but I want to keep this brief because I don't want to bore you guys to death. But I'm just going to briefly talk about the representation of single people. Period. Single anyone, basically, in the programme. The whole culture of when a friend gets dumped and going around to comfort them and giving them chocolate and just constantly fixating over the idea for age and age and ages is something which is pretty much born out of Sex and the City. It's a programme which basically is saying that being single has got to be the worst possible thing you can be. I mean, the characters essentially have emotional breakdowns when the prospect of not being married or not having a partner in later life comes in. I mean, one of the good characters, one of the slightly more feminist characters, Miranda, basically has panic attacks when she moves into an apartment that she's bought on her own and nearly chokes because she thinks that she's going to happen again and then she's going to die and no one's going to know that she's dead. That could happen if you had a partner, firstly. But also, it just shows that there's a really inherent fear. There's also an episode called They Shoot Single People, Don't They? Yeah, you can see where this one's going. Where Carrie accidentally gets put on this magazine with the title Single and Fabulous question mark, looking like absolute shit. Which is fine. The characters obviously hate this, but the program makers, even putting in an article like that, even putting in that suggestion, it's bad. Putting all these images of unhappy single women is absolutely achieving nothing for anyone. Now, I'm obviously aware that this makes me sound like a bitter single person, and really I'm not. Frankly, I haven't actually got time to spend with other people. I actually have to spend all my time here at the computer. This is procrastination right now. So that's not really the point. But I am going to quickly just talk about a couple of things which you'd expect me to yell about, which I'm not going to yell about. One, I'm not going to yell about the fashion or the obsession with shoes. Now, the obsession with shoes, it does go a bit far, but I think it is essentially comical. I don't think they're meant to be serious. It's just I don't know if the program makers always get that across, and that usually is a pet peeve that journalists pick up on. Obsession with fashion is not a terrible thing. It's like obsession with football if you're going to go for heterosexual stereotypes. It's okay to like fashion. In a way, it's good. It's showing an interest in something that isn't essentially sexual or about dating or about men or about gender. And I think this is only one of the good things in the programme. I'm also not going to yell about all the sex that is constantly talked about in the show, because at the time, women talking about sex openly was kind of a little bit of a taboo, and Sex and the City did help establish that. Also, the women aren't there for the viewers' titillation. They're barely ever naked. Even though there is a high level of sexual discussion in the program doesn't actually ever show you explicit sex in the way that a lot of HBO shows do. A lot of HBO shows I love do. I mean, I love 6 Feet Under and I love Game of Thrones, but there is a lot of unnecessary sex in them. So Sex and the City does do that well. I think I'm going to end there. Basically, yeah, that's pretty much. I really fucking. I'll tell you what I look like. I don't know. I think I look like a detective lesbian librarian. I don't. There's a librarian thing going on. I think I look like a librarian who might be into slightly kinky kind of stuff. Maybe that's just me. It's not just me. I don't know what I look like. You tell me what I look like. Comment below as to what you think this most represents. But anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. I know everyone's absolutely shitting themselves with revision right now, if you're doing a degree where you actually have to do work English literature. So yeah, basically that's it. I hope you got something out of this vlog. If you want me to yell at you about how bad Sex and the City is forever, I will, but I thought I'd make this concise and make this thoughtful, because I was thinking about embarrassment and I don't want to go back in 20 years' time and find I've made some grand statement that is completely wrong. 20 years' time, when YouTube will still be around. Anyway, see you guys later. This is Butterbeer signing off.